okay, let's get into university then. How was it applying for university? Did you get support with that?
I got lots and lots of support from sixth form. I actually can't fault my sixth form at all. So they were really on it from sort of year 12, recognising that I could apply to top universities, sending me emails, links to different programmes I could get involved with. And then Oxford has an early deadline date, so you have to apply by the 15th of October rather than the 15th of January. So they were really good at making sure that everything was sorted by that date, supporting me, buying a book for prep for my LNAT, which is the Law National Admissions Test that you have to take for certain universities.
Yeah.
And then even after I'd applied, they were really helpful in sort of emailing the universities and saying, what support have you got in place for care leavers? What support are you going to be able to give her? Can you make sure that she's got accommodation for all times of the year? Things like that. And they were amazing. I cannot fault them.
What type of support did you get? As obviously I know there's like support for I was just about to say normal students, but just for standard students. However, what support did you receive as a care leaver?
At university?
Yeah, at university.
So my university has this thing called a Crank Start Scholarship, which is basically a bit of money off your tuition fees, and then an extra bursary, an extra £1,000 or something every term, to support with funding.
What university is this, sorry?
University of Oxford.
University of Oxford, just like Sophia.
Yeah.
Just like Sophia. That's amazing.
But also my local authority fund my accommodation. So 365 days of the year they fund my accommodation. And also I think there's a fee deduction of about £3,000 from the local authority that I'm under.
Oh, wow.
So it's actually really helpful, and it sort of puts me, because I always think university loans are very strange in that the kids from poorer families, the kids with lower income, get the higher maintenance, but then you've got to pay back all this higher maintenance.
Yeah, higher debt.
You've just got higher debt for it.
100%.
So it's actually been really nice to sort of get bursaries and things, because I'm less worried about the debt I'm going to be in when I come out. Yeah.
So that was the Crank Start University bursary. Was that was from your university?
Yeah, that's for, I think it's students under £27,000 family income.
Okay.
And obviously my family income at that point was nil, because I didn't have a job. I was working at I was doing sixth form, so I didn't have enough time to have a job that wouldn't detract from my housing benefit.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to work sort of 20-30 hours to be able to make up what I needed for my rent. But obviously I couldn't work that on top of 40 hours at sixth form every week. So no, I didn't have a job, so my family income was nil. So they've been really, really supportive in making sure that I've got the money I need, because there's a very big sort of ethos in Oxford of they don't want people from poorer backgrounds to be at any disadvantage.
Yeah.
In terms of, not just in terms of your academics, but also in terms of the experience that people have. So I've been offered money, to go to do language lessons if I want to, or I can, there's things that would not be sort of the standard, but they want people to be able to enjoy the extras of university life, I guess.
Yeah. What advice would you give to any care leaver at this moment who is getting ready to apply for university but is scared due to the lack of financial support?
I would say if you're applying through UCAS, tick the box. There's a box that asks, have you spent any time in care? Are you a care leaver? If you tick that box, that flags it straight up to the university, but only to the people who need to know, only sort of the admissions team, for example. But that will make them aware that there may be finance they can put in place to support you. There may be accommodation they can put in place. There may be people they need to contact from the local authority. Finances, the government or people for the universities say that finances shouldn't be a problem in stopping people from getting to university, and that extends to care leavers. Tick the box, let people know if you are comfortable with letting people know. It doesn't have to be written on your forehead. You don't have to go around and tell everybody, but there are certain people who it is better to tell, especially within university settings, because they know where to direct their support and target their support, and they want to give support to care leavers.
Yeah. Just touching on mental health at university, did you have any support with that at university, or was that not needed for you?
Yeah, so it is still something I very much need. But my university, so when I got my offer for Oxford in January, and then a few weeks later, me and my head of sixth form went down to Oxford. And at that point, we sat down, we spoke through finance, we spoke through accommodation, and we also spoke through welfare. So I have a direct welfare contact that I can drop an email to. I also got support with going to the GP to get prescribed anti-anxiety medication. There's university counselling, which I haven't accessed, but is definitely there if I want to access it. And then there's also a really strong scheme of peer support, which are peers, students, undergraduate students that have been through, I think it's 30 hours of training, just in terms of like how to direct people places, what conversations to have. So actually welfare support is really strong. I'm very community based in Oxford, which is definitely something that I value. I'd much rather talk to someone I know than like some random doctor I've never met.
100%. 100%. I remember one time I went to the hospital, and they basically just, I basically just sat down in front of this guy. I literally cried, and he looked like he just didn't care.
Exactly, yeah. There's just so, like, it's just, I think because people are so detached, like doctors and things, they see people every day, and they're just sort of like, okay, how can we get you back to physical health?
Yeah.
And then, but there's a lot more, and the perk of Oxford is that our doctors are, obviously because it's a very student-led city, our doctors are also linked to colleges, linked to the medicine tutors and the medicine sort of lectures, and also are very aware of sort of university life, the pressures at Oxford and the better things of Oxford, and also how the welfare system works. So when I've been to the doctors, they've said, oh, okay, so we can do this for you, but I'd also recommend you doing this through university. Yeah. Which is actually really useful.
So just touching on mental health there, what advice would you give to any young person who is currently at university but also going through mental illness, and they're just dealing with the stress? Is there any tips that you have that have worked for you?
You're not on your own, I think, is the most important thing. It doesn't matter what background people come from. University is a stressful experience. That is just a part and parcel kind of university. There is stress involved. But I think the most important thing for me, and what I hope other people would do as well, would be just to take time for yourself. It's cliche and everybody says it, but it really is important to sort of say that after 10 o'clock I'm not going to do any work, or today I'm going to have a day off and I'm going to watch Netflix or go out for a meal with my friends. I think building a community at university is the most important thing I've found. A lot of my friends are really supportive, and we often have chats about things that, like, we're all experiencing stress. So it's really nice to sort of get that, just to know that you're not alone by talking to your friends, because the chances are they're stressed as well, not about the same things. Yeah. But use your friends and say, oh, so what do you do to get rid of stress? And then maybe they'll come up with some idea that you've not tried.
That's true. That is.
That's what I've got from it, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. Just knowing that you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. Well, yeah, that I feel like that is a great place to close.
Yeah.
Any last words before you go?
Um, yeah, to any care leavers, to any care experienced people that are thinking about university, no matter what age, like whatever you want to do, don't let finances, don't let accommodation, don't let these things put you off. Use the support you've got, ask for things. Like, I cannot stress enough how much you just need to say, can you do this? And the chances are there'll be a way. If where there's a will, there's a way. And just don't let things like that put you off, because we need diversity in universities. We need people with experience, such as care experience, in high places, because that's how things change. That's how the system is going to change.
100%. 100%. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
Right, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.